friends, my name is Erin Hayworth and I am a small business strategist and productivity coach. I help online entrepreneurs get to their goals faster and easier. I do that through helping you create custom action plans that work for you. So today I want to talk a little bit about creating your own custom productivity plan that actually helps you be more productive. So before I jump into all of the tips and the how-tos, it's worth talking about what is productivity and why in the world does it matter. So we have these broken ideas about what productivity truly is. It's like a lot of people are like, it means you do more. Not exactly. Productivity, or at least the way I like to think about it, is getting stuff done that moves the needle and truly matters to you. So it would make sense that everybody's productivity plan looks different because the things that move the needle for me may not be the things that move the needle for you. And the things that I truly care about, you may not care about, but I'm sure that there are things that you care about that I may not put the same amount of importance on. So that's why productivity is so important to what we want, because it is the bridge to get you from where you are to where you want to go. Right? A lot of things, and you have control over that, right? You have more control over being productive and the things that you're choosing to actively do than sitting around and waiting for all of the things in the universe to align for you to get from point A to point B. So really, productivity is the bridge to get you from where you are to your dream life, to the vision that you have for your business. And usually, that includes making more money, having more influence, being healthier. You know, we talk about business, but you can't forget the very personal side that most entrepreneurs have. Like, everyone has a personal life, and some people try to split those up. I've got business life, I've got my personal life, and that just doesn't work because we are a holistic person, right? So it's worth understanding that productivity is what's going to get you from here to there. So creating a plan to get you from A to B is really important, so you know the steps to take along the way, right? So it's also worth stating, the reason I say create a productivity plan that works for you is because you can Google or Pinterest search productivity and be just completely surrounded by all these hacks and ways of doing it and strategies and morning routines and evening routines and planners and all the different tools and not get anywhere because you're trying to fit you into somebody else's productivity plan. This is why I am such an advocate for figuring out what works for you in this season with this set of conditions. So the idea here is you can learn from other people what works for them, but ultimately you have to learn how to apply it to your own life. You have to learn how to apply it to your own life, and that includes hacks, tools, morning routines, evening routines, what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, what you're eating to maintain your energy, what kind of exercise you do, when you work, all the different things. So here are my top tips on creating a productivity plan that works for you, right? Because the idea is you can actually cultivate the right set of hacks, the right set of strategies to make you ultimately productive by understanding how you uniquely work, what your core values are, pushing yourself to level up, and then finding the tune to which you can set your rhythm to. Everybody's got their own rhythm, right? So my first thing is knowing what matters to you and why. This is where you bring in your core values, your mission, both of your business and of your life in general, your deep whys, right? The big why that leads you throughout your entire life, the thing that really drives you, your motivations, your goals, your vision for your future. That's where all of this comes in, and this is where we start, because nobody has the exact same set of circumstances and big dreams, right? You've had different experiences up to this point in your life. You're going to have different experiences moving forward. And I bet there are things on your heart and that you desire to do that somebody else that may also be a business owner in a specific niche may not have or may not want. So it's very important that you find something that works for you. So that's why we start with your self-knowledge of what you want and who you are. The second step, my second tip, is to know what your default mode is. So this is where you get even deeper into that self-knowledge, and it's default mode sounds like such like a negative thing, but it can be really, really helpful to know how you naturally react to things. And there have been all sorts of tests and personality things. Two of the big ones that I like to dig into are the Enneagram and Myers-Briggs. And you don't have to be at the mercy of these things. They're not negative. None of them are bad. It just lets you know how you uniquely show up in the world and what is the way that you show up the easiest. It doesn't mean you can't be something that if you're an Enneagram 9, that an Enneagram 8 might show up as. It just takes a little bit more work for you. And so it's important to know that because productivity plans work for different people's different strengths, right? So if you can work with your strengths rather than against your strengths, it's going to make it easier for you to maintain that routine and be productive. Okay, step number 3 or tip number 3 is choose your tools. Notice I didn't start here. I didn't start with choosing software or tools or trendy apps or anything like that, because you have to know how you work and what you're working for to find something that's really going to work for you. So there isn't one tool that's going to solve all your productivity problems. There are certain best practices that you can follow, but really it's about figuring out what tools are going to help you achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. Okay? All right, finally, step number 4, and this I say in pretty much anything related to business and life, is experiment. Get comfortable with testing things out. Get comfortable with having a hypothesis, doing something, and then seeing how it worked. Because that data, whether it worked the way you wanted it to or not, is invaluable, because then you can take that data and make better and better and better decisions. So if you think a tool is going to work for you after you've done all your self-knowledge work and it doesn't work, ask yourself why. Don't just immediately jump to the conclusion that, oh, this planner didn't work for me, so I can't use planners. What about the tool didn't work for you? Break it down, get granular, and then try again using the data that you have. All of business, all of entrepreneurship is an experiment. And I challenge you to see it that way, because it will make getting further along in your career, in your business, on your goals, so much easier, but also more delightful. Like, you're not going to hate that you aren't reaching your goals every single day. You're going to see it as, even if I fail at this particular thing, I am one step closer because I know what doesn't work. Or I have really good data that's going to help me make a better decision next time and try something that does work. So guys, that is what you need to do to create your own custom productivity plan. If you have some questions about this, or you want something a little bit more, I do have a prioritization flowchart to kind of help you, once you figure out your plan, how to decide what to work on a daily basis. Because once you have your plan, actually implementing it is the next step. So if you want this free prioritization flowchart, it's basically taking all the to-dos that you have on your to-do list or on your plate, and getting super, super clear on what you need to do first, what you need to do next, and what you don't ever need to do again. So if you want that, click the link right below here and grab it. It's free. It's a total freebie. All I ask for in return is your email address, and we're pretty used to that at this point, right? Email address for an awesome, valuable freebie. So if this has been valuable, please drop me a line, let me know, send me a message, post in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if there are other questions that you have about productivity or about creating your own custom productivity plan, hit me up. I definitely want to hear it. Until next time, guys, I'll chat with you soon.